Instead of waiting for Game 3 this time around, the Boston Celtics decided to engineer a massive turnaround in a playoff series in the second and third quarters of Game number 1. Boston outscoring the Washington Wizards by 29 points combined in the second and third quarters. Boston defeating the Washington Wizards by a score of 123-111, the top seed in the Eastern Conference over the number 4 seed Wizards in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals here at TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. The Celtics advancing to this round after defeating the Chicago Bulls in 6 games. They lost the first 2 games of that series here at TD Garden, and to begin this series, they got off to a pretty slow start. They were down 16-0 in this basketball game. John Wall was playing like a man possessed in the first quarter, 7 points and 5 assists. But the Celtics slowly and surely got back into this ball game, really helped by their bench, specifically Kelly Olynyk. 12 first half points for Kelly Olynyk, and that allowed the Celtics starters to get back into a groove. And from that second quarter on, they dominated this basketball game. I mentioned how they outscored the Wizards by 29 points in the second and third quarters. They outscored the Wizards 36-16 in the third quarter to take a 15-point lead into the fourth quarter. Jay Crowder with 24 points in this ball game, hit 3 3-pointers in that third quarter. He had 6 3-pointers in the ball game, 6 of the Celtics' 19 3-pointers in this basketball game. And then Al Horford in the pivot, a near triple-double, 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists from the pivot for Al Horford. And of course, the Celtics were led by Isaiah Thomas, who just yesterday was in Washington delivering the eulogy at the funeral for his late sister, China. Flew back to Boston late Saturday night, started here this Sunday afternoon, and put up 33 points in the basketball game. And after the game, we got to hear from both members of the Washington Wizards and the Boston Celtics in the post-game press conference. We start by hearing from Isaiah Thomas and his emotional past 48 hours, and we also hear from Isaiah about how he lost his tooth during this basketball game.
I got in at 4 in the morning, so tried to get as much sleep as I can on the flight, and then when I got home this morning, but it was tough, but it's the playoffs. There's no excuses. I decided to play, and I just tried to give it all I got for my team, and we came out with the win.
Isaiah, Taylor Snow, Celtics.com. You came out of the game with less teeth than you came in with. Just what went through your mind when that incident happened, and then did it bother you throughout the rest of the game?
No, it just bothers me to talk. My tongue goes right through my tooth, so. I've never had dental problems, so this is new. I've always had teammates that I've always clowned them about their tooth being out. Now I'm one of them, so hopefully we can replace it as soon as possible.
At this point, probably nothing about Isaiah surprises you, but can you just talk about the way, he came back from yesterday to play the way he did today and the fast start he had?
Well, I've said it before. I've just been in continual amazement the last couple of weeks with his ability to function on the basketball court and excel on the basketball court. And today's like just another chapter of that. Just amazed.
Well, you were down 16-0 to start tonight's game. Why were you guys able to slowly get back into this game and grab the win?
Yeah, I thought we were in trouble, obviously, the way that game started. But it's a long game, and you're only a run away from being right back in it. I just think that, you just stay the course. We were sloppy and right out of the gate for the first 5 minutes. We can't expect to play that way and be good for the rest of the series. But played well the rest of the time. Yeah, I had an old boss at Butler, who's probably, one of my great friends, Todd Licklider. One time called a timeout. We were down 12-0 or something. He said, I don't know if our plan of letting them score till they get tired is a good one. That's all I could think about, because I didn't know if we'd ever score, and I didn't know if they'd ever stop scoring. I thought we were better after the first few minutes. We were more locked in. Game plan stuff didn't change much. We just did it at a higher level of effort and execution.
They were a little bit more aggressive than we were.
think our defense slipped a little bit. We lacked a little IQ and a little focus. You know, we gave up a lot of threes. I think they made 19 threes today. You know, so that's just way too many. You know, to give up, and you know those chances of us winning that game are very, very slim when that happens. You know, so we got to do a better job guarding the three, getting to our guys, and you know, be on the same page defensively.
So the Washington Wizards missing a chance to steal Game 1 in this series. As I mentioned, up by a score of 16-0 in this ball game. Their biggest lead in the ball game was also in that first quarter, 17 points at 20-3, but the Wizards not able to hang on. John Wall led all Wizards scorers with 27 points in the contest. His backcourt mate, Bradley Beal, had 20 points in the basketball game, but the Wizards may be without one of their key role players in game number 2. Markieff Morris, the forward, sprained his ankle in the second quarter and did not return. He only played 11 minutes in the contest, so his status for game number 2 is unknown. So stay tuned to A Lot of Sports Talk and ALOTofSportsTalk.com. If you're watching this video on ALOTofSportsTalk.com, the written recap of this game is below this video, and also we will have coverage of this Celtics-Wizards series throughout the series, not only here in Boston, but we will also be in Washington, D.C. and the Verizon Center as well, covering what should be a very dramatic and close series between the Celtics and the Washington Wizards, and game number 1 going to the home team, the Boston Celtics, 123-111, the Celtics over the Washington Wizards. Boston with a 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference semifinals. From TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, my name is Adesina Koiki for ALOTofSportsTalk.com.